Growing your own tomatoes at home is easier than you think. This is not some complex rocket science, but a simple, straightforward process that anyone can undertake. You don't need to have a sprawling garden or acres of farmland to indulge in this. A simple pot on your windowsill or a small patch in your backyard is more than enough. Now, take a moment to visualize this. A sunny day, the rays of the sun gently caressing your face, and in front of you, a lush green garden teeming with life. In that garden, you spot the star of the show, fully grown, ripe tomatoes hanging heavy from the vine. Imagine reaching out and plucking one, its skin warm from the sun, and the satisfaction that would sweep over you. This could be your reality, not just a daydream. The process to grow tomatoes is not very daunting. It involves some patience, dedication, and care, but the satisfaction derived outweighs the efforts by far. The first step in the journey is to choose the best quality tomato seeds. The seed is, after all, the genesis of this whole process. It holds the potential of what the plant can become. For those of you who want to see faster germination, here's a little trick you can use. Instead of directly planting the seeds into the soil, pre-germinate them. To do this, place the seeds on a damp paper towel. This encourages faster germination and gives the seeds a head start. Starting from a simple seed to raising a plant that bears delicious tomatoes is an experience that's worth every bit of effort. A little tip to increase the germination rate is to pre-germinate the seeds on a damp paper towel before planting them. And with that, you're truly on your way to becoming a tomato gardener. Now, let's prepare the pot. Start off by choosing a pot that is suitable for the size of the plant you're planning to grow. The pot should be proportionate to the plant size to ensure optimum growth. It should also be noted that a good, sturdy pot is essential for the health of your plant. Now, moving on to the soil. It's not just any soil that you need to fill this pot with. You need to opt for a high-quality potting soil, one that is rich in nutrients and has good water retention capabilities without waterlogging. This brings us to the next important point. The pot should ideally leave a space of about 2 to 3 centimeters from the top edge. This is to ensure that there is ample space for the plant to grow and breathe. Overcrowding the pot with soil can restrict the growth and expansion of the plant. Moreover, it's important to note that the pot should have drainage holes at the bottom. This is a crucial feature that any pot should have if you plan to grow tomatoes. The reason for this is because tomatoes, like most plants, don't appreciate wet feet. They require a well-drained soil environment to thrive and produce the best crops. Next, you need to make a small hole in the soil. This should be about half a centimeter deep. This is the perfect depth to plant the seed and ensure it gets covered adequately. Carefully place 1 or 2 seeds in each hole. Make sure not to overcrowd the hole with seeds, as this can hinder their growth. After placing the seeds in the hole, lightly cover them with the nutrient-rich soil. This will provide the seeds with the necessary protection and environment in order to germinate and grow. Finally, you need to water the pot. Water gently to moisten the soil, but avoid flooding the pot. Watering is crucial, but too much water can lead to issues like root rot and fungus growth, so ensure to water just enough to keep the soil moist but not soaked. Once the seeds are deposited into the earth, lovingly nestled and tucked within the soil, you will want to find a spot for your pot that is bathed in the warm glow of the sun. Consider placing them in an area that gets ample sunlight, like the sill of a south-facing, well-lit window, to ensure they get the necessary light to thrive. The key to the robust growth of your plants is maintaining the perfect balance of moisture within the soil. The soil should be kept slightly moist, just enough to provide a nurturing environment for them to germinate. However, be cautious not to overwater, as you don't want the soil to be overly saturated or soggy. This could lead to root rot that could potentially damage your tomato plants. When it comes to watering, remember to be observant. Water only when the top layer of the soil feels dry to the touch. This will help establish a deep-rooted system that could help your plants withstand dry conditions later on. As the days progress, you will notice the tomato plants sprouting and growing. They will begin to stretch leaves towards the sun, reaching for the nourishment it provides. As they grow, they may need to be transacted to larger pots. Observe their growth pattern and adjust accordingly. When planting various tomato varieties, it's crucial to stay organized. Labeling each pot will help you keep track of the different types of tomatoes you are growing. You can note the variety, care instructions, and any other information that might be useful. This way, you can ensure that each variety gets the care it needs to thrive. If you're planting different tomato varieties, it's helpful to label each pot so you know which is which. Finally, the moment of truth, harvesting. As the tomato plants mature, reaching their peak of lush greenery, they begin to bear beautiful, plump fruits. Aren't just any tomatoes, they're the manifestation of your hard work and dedication. You've nurtured them from a tiny seed into a fruitful plant, and now it's time to reap what you've sown. Biting into the first ripe tomato, your taste buds are enveloped in a burst of freshness that the supermarket varieties are unable to replicate. This is the taste of diligence, patience, and love. It's a delightful moment where you the tangible results of your labor, quite literally. The whole process of your own tomatoes, from planting the seeds to nurturing the seedlings and finally harvesting the ripe produce, teaches you a lot. It's an activity that imparts lessons about nature, life, and perhaps even about yourself. By adhering to the steps we've shared, anyone can create their own tomato garden at home. It's more than just planting and harvesting. It's about becoming a part of something larger, something natural. It's about connecting with the earth and experiencing the joy of cultivation. The rewarding feeling of harvesting tomatoes that you've grown yourself is second to none, and it's an experience we highly recommend. The taste of homegrown tomatoes is unparalleled indeed, offering a rich, juicy texture and a deliciously sweet flavor that leaves you craving for more. It's an adventure of taste and satisfaction. So why wait? Start your own tomato garden today and enjoy the satisfaction of growing your own produce.